What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at the ECozy Sphere Ice Maker. This ice maker makes 2-inch sphere ice, and while this is perfect for whiskey drinkers in general, I just love how this ice performs as it melts a lot slower compared to regular ice. So if you happen to be shopping for a sphere ice maker or any ice maker in general, stick around and I'll go over why this one here is a great option to consider. All right, so taking a look at the machine itself, this is definitely a nice and sleek looking unit. And one thing I love about it is there's absolutely no branding on the front. So you can put this on your countertop and it's gonna look nice and premium. And then opening it up down here, you have a built-in blue light, which lights up all the ice. I'm not sure how well it'll show on camera, but again, definitely a very nice and premium looking machine. Up top on the control panel, very minimalistic. Right here, you have a button for your light. Turn that on or off. And this also doubles as your self-cleaning button. So if you hold that down, it'll start the self-cleaning cycle. And over here, you have your power button. So once you push that, this little thing will rotate here, and that's when it'll begin to make ice. Besides those buttons there, you also get some notifications. So if you're low on water or if the ice bin is full, it'll pop up a little indicator right there. And as you just saw, these are touch sensitive buttons. So all I gotta do is tap on it to control it very easily. All right, so making ice in this is very easy. You just want to open this up, take out the tray from inside, which I have right here. Grab your water, dump it here at the bottom. Slide your bin back in, close that up, push the power button. Once you see this spinning, that's when the ice maker is on and starting to make ice. And then you just wait about 35 minutes, and then you'll have your first 4 sphere ices right here inside. So opening up the door, this is where it stores all your ice, and this can make 4 ice balls every 35 minutes, which is definitely very fast, especially when you consider how large these balls are. And the ice maker does come with this convenient tool to grab the ice balls as well. As you can see here, the basket is mostly full, and this can hold 56 balls here in this basket. And the machine can make 144 ice balls a day, so definitely a lot of ice you can get from this machine. One of these balls is all you need for a drink, so it's unlikely anyone's gonna need more than that 144 balls. And the ice is gonna stay frozen a lot longer in this machine since this does have an insulated storage along with an insulated door as well. So compared to cheaper ice makers, this one is actually gonna hold that ice and keep it cold rather than just storing it in a cheap container. Another cool thing is when you have the ice bin full like this machine has what's called glacial lock technology, which will make the ice balls melt 15% slower than usual. So you are going to be able to store that ice in there for quite some time. So with the machine, they also include about 5 or 6 of these trays right here. So this way, instead of having to keep the machine on, you can go ahead and take out any unused spheres, put them in this tray, and you go ahead and just store these in your freezer to use them very easily later. So taking a look at the ice itself, as you can see, this is a very clear ice. If you try to make an ice ball like this in your freezer, it won't work because this uses a special method of making sphere ice like this. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but if you're someone who drinks a lot of whiskey or tries to make balls like this, you might know a little more to the science, but it does freeze in a special way. And if you were to try to make this in your freezer, usually this takes a lot longer compared to this ice machine can make it. As you can see, that's a very clear ice. There is some frost on it since I had this stored in the freezer, but definitely very impressive that this machine is able to make ice like this in that short amount of time. So if you're not familiar with why people like ice like this, basically if you grab your whiskey, put it in a cup and throw in some ice cubes, by the time that drink is chilled, a lot of that ice has already diluted, so your drink ends up diluted as well. This one melts a lot slower, so you can go ahead and dump that in your drink, and this is not going to melt as quickly, but it's still going to chill your drink. And it doesn't have to be whiskey. This is going to melt slower regardless. You could put this in a vodka drink or whatever you want, even a regular non-alcoholic drink, and this is going to give you that faster chill and none of that watering down your drink. All right, so besides the machine itself, one other element that's very important to make good and clear sphere ice is your water quality. So if you use something like tap water, your ice ball is going to be very cloudy. It's going to have cracks in it, air bubbles. It's basically just going to look like regular freezer ice. But as you go and use more pure water, such as purified water or distilled water, that's how you're going to get that nice and clear sphere ice. I'll throw an image up on the screen that ECozy has that kind of gives you a visual representation of what you can expect from using different water types. As you can see, if you go a little extreme and boil the water, you're going to get the clearest ice because that's going to remove a lot of the contaminants in the ice. And one of the reasons why this is because of the TDS of the water. Basically, that's the quality of your water. The lower that number, the more pure it's going to be. And then the higher it is, the more it's going to have calcium and minerals and all kinds of other things in it. All right, so right here I have a TDS meter, and right here I have a glass with tap water in it and another one with purified water. Let me go ahead and show you the difference. So right here I have the tap water, and tap water is going to vary depending on where you live. Sometimes it's going to be higher, sometimes it's going to be lower, but in general, it's usually going to have a very high TDS. It's a little hard to see this small screen on the TDS meter, but my tap water here at home has a TDS about 143, so not too bad, but again, you're not going to get very clear ice with that. Let's go ahead and try the purified water. And as you can see with the purified water, I am getting a TDS of only 1. So definitely a big difference, and that's how you're going to get the clearest ice from this machine. So if you get this machine or any sphere ice maker in general, always make sure you go with a pure water to get the best results possible. And another thing I forgot to mention is a lower TDS water is also going to taste better as well, in a sense that it's not going to have a flavor to it. So if you use something like tap water, you're going to add that tap water flavor into your drink, whereas a distilled or purified water is not going to have any influence on your drink. All right, so let me go ahead and make me a drink here. So you got to slide that out, grab one of these balls. And this tool here that's included works very well. I used another one of these earlier that didn't have these spikes on it, and it was more difficult to grab it, but this helps you grab them out very easily. Grab that, put that into the cup. Right here I got some peach Jim Beam. All right, that's good. I'm not trying to get wasted. And there you have it. As you can see, nice and clear ice. Gives your drink a nice aesthetic to it. So not only does it cool evenly, but I think it's kind of a feeling that comes along with drinking a drink like this. Like if you go to a nice restaurant or a nice bar and you ask for whiskey on the rocks, they give you that nice clear ice ball just like this. And it kind of just has a good feeling to it. Just seeing that ice ball in there. It's hard to explain. If you're not a drinker, if you don't go out, you might not understand that. But I think there's just like an elevated experience to drinking with ice like this in your drink. And as I said earlier, because of this larger coverage, it does chill very quickly. So that's going to help that go down nice and smooth. And fair warning, if you have kids, one thing I will say is they are going to grab these as well. I don't blame them. As I said, it's a good feeling drinking with this big ice ball in there. So they've been using it for their juices and soda, whatever they're drinking. And I even found my son throwing a few of these balls inside his thermo to take to school. So even not for alcohol reasons, like I said earlier, this is just a much better ice compared to regular freezer ice cubes. So one thing I forgot to mention is this does have automatic or manual water refilling. So if you want to refill it like I am, you just put water right down here under the bin. But if you wanted a constant water supply, they do include an installation kit. So you can hook this up to a water line and have it always refill itself with water. And last but not least, as I said earlier, all you got to do is hold down this button here and that'll enter self-cleaning mode. So you don't have to worry about manually cleaning. This will do the majority of the work for you and clean that out for you. So you can just wipe it down very quickly and get back to making more ice. Overall, this is definitely a great ice maker. The ice looks and tastes great. It's very easy to clean and use. And best of all, it also comes at a great price as well. All in all, if you happen to be shopping for an ice maker, I would highly recommend this one here from ECozy. If you would like to purchase or get more information, I'll also have the link in the description as well. All right, well, that about wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.